Disney's Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point is still a relatively new destination for a lot of Disney cruisers. We've been there a couple times now, and we're always learning something new. On our last trip, we explored the Discovery Nature Trail, so come along with us today and take a look at the nature trail at Lookout Cay. There's a lot of chatter in general about Lookout Cay. Getting around is a little bit difficult, there's a lot more walking than usual, and it doesn't feel as Disney-centric as a destination, but Lookout Cay has a lot to offer and can add some diversity to your cruise itinerary. Today we're going to take you on a little journey through the nature trail at Lookout Cay that leads you up to Lighthouse Point. There are a few places that you can catch the nature trail, but if you've already reached Lookout Cay via the tram, the easiest place to get to the trailhead is from behind Sebastian's Cove. Sebastian's Cove is the kids club area at Lookout Cay, and if you walk over that way, you will see signage for the nature trail over there. The trail starts out more like a boardwalk, much like you see the boardwalk throughout the entire area, and you're just going to follow that boardwalk until you see the signs leading the way. Eventually, you'll come to a paved path. This paved path can take you to a couple of places. One of the places is just another section of the beach. We're going to keep going a little further though and head back to the nature path. Along this trail, you can see local flora and learn about local wildlife. The vegetation in this area is still pretty young since it's a fairly new destination for Disney. I imagine this area will become a lot more lush as the vegetation has a chance to grow. Due to the fact that the vegetation is so young, I highly recommend having sunscreen and even a sun hat on sunnier days as there's not a whole lot of shade. As you walk along the path, you can learn more about wildlife living in this area via the signage. There's information and also a QR code to learn more about them on the trail. You'll also find water stations located throughout the trail. However, if you plan to be out for a while, I'd recommend bringing your own water bottle because this area, again, is not very shaded and it can get very hot. You can learn about 5 different animals along this trail. Those animals are the land crab, the money-bat moth, the curly-tailed lizard, the great lizard cuckoo, and the queen conch. Some of these animals are actually the same ones represented on your tram ride. So it's really fun to be able to learn a little bit more about them as you walk along the trail. Especially if you have kids who may have been interested in the narration on the tram, this will be a fun little activity to tie in. The nature trail eventually turns into a dirt path, which is much less developed, and you can continue to enjoy learning all about the plants and animals along the trail. As you get closer to the limestone cliffs, you have the option of ascending the path, which will take you up to the historic lighthouse. You can also continue on the nature trail, which will take you straight to the beach. We're going to go up to the lighthouse first, take a look at that, and then come back down. Once you get up to the lighthouse, you can learn more about it, and again, there's another QR code that you can scan to learn the history of the lighthouse. Once you're up there, you'll also be treated to absolutely stunning views from atop the hill that you just can't really see anywhere else at Lookout Cay. When you head back down, you can then resume your journey on the nature trail, and you're going to go past the limestone cliffs, and this will lead you to a more secluded area of the beach. If you can't tell from the video, it was raining when I was taking this video, and there was later a pretty huge storm, so some of these waves are a little bit rougher than usually are seen over here. It's usually pretty calm. That also makes it a little bit hard to tell in the video, but this area is absolutely beautiful. The water is some of the most beautiful blue water I have ever seen. The sand is so super soft. Now you can climb up the limestone cliffs. There are actually footholds throughout the rock that you can climb up. Just be really careful, make sure you have the right footwear, and be aware that there are no cast members staffed in this area. So if you're going to climb up there, just do so at your own risk. When you get to the top, again, there are just really fantastic views. It's really secluded, as a lot of people are really just enjoying the beach for the day. But this is a fun little side activity if you're looking for something a little more exciting or a little bit more active during your Lookout Cay day. You can actually see the family beach from the top of the cliffs, which is pretty cool. Now, if you go on the other side of the cliff, you can get a view of the ship. I think this was a fairly new trail when I was there because it was pretty small, but there was a dedicated path to get down there. And again, if you're going to go down, you just have to make sure you can get back up. So make sure you have proper footwear. Make sure you're able to ascend and descend this area if you choose to do that. But it's pretty cool because I don't think you can see the view of the ship like this from anywhere else on Lookout Cay. Now you can go back down, you can enjoy the beach more, you can explore more of the rock formations, or you can head back to the family beach. To get back to the family beach, you can either go back to the nature trail or you can just walk along the shoreline. If you just walk along the shoreline, it'll actually take you there. You don't need an excursion or a guided tour to get here. You can explore it completely on your own. Again, just be really careful as this area is not staffed. If you do want to go on an excursion, there is usually an excursion that you can pay for, book, but it is free to use on its own. Otherwise, just be really mindful of weather and return times of the ship, as this can take a little bit of time. I would say give yourself about an hour to 2 hours if you're planning to do this, just so that you have enough time that you don't feel rushed or have to hurry back to the ship. Now, if you want to access this beach and limestone cliff area without going on the nature trail, you can also do that. When you get to the family beaches at Lookout Cay, to get to the family beaches or even Serenity Bay, you would take a left. Instead, what you're going to do is take a right, follow the shoreline the whole way down. If you follow the shoreline, it'll take you right to this area without having to go onto the nature trail. If you're looking for something a little different to do that is not in the usual Disney getaway itineraries that you're used to, I highly recommend taking a chance and exploring this area. It's really gorgeous, the cliffs are stunning, and it's also just fun to learn about the places that you're visiting. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you to see how to get to the nature trail, what it is, and if it would be something that you and your family would be interested in for your next Disney cruise. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.